Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Voices Randomish. I'm your host, Eldridge J. Alexander, and tonight I just wanted to spend a few moments telling you a little bit about myself and about the Voices Randomish channel. Voices Randomish channel, I started this channel in 2019 after the death of my husband, and it is a way for me to engage in dialogue that hopefully will uplift and inspire and motivate you to do something different. My interests and reasons that I blog are because I love fashion. I truly love fashion. I've loved fashion since as far back as I can remember, drawing paper dolls and clothing for stick figures and stuff like that, and sewing and all of those good things. But I wanted to get tonight just to take a few moments to ask you to subscribe to the channel, share, follow me on TikTok, as well as on Instagram under Voices Randomish and or Your Gear. If you type in Voices Randomish, you'll find me. Now, one of the reasons why I call this channel Voices Random-ish is because it's different voices, right? Your vision, your opportunities, your intelligence, the communities that you live in, education, and servant leadership. And that's what the Voices stands for. The acronym, the megaphone is all voices being amplified, and random-ish, of course, is random stuff, right? Because there's so much going on in the world, I really center my information that I want to share with you around fashion, as I said, some trends, but some different ways to style things, or also my ideas about certain fashion trends that are out there. I may review clothing items every now and then, but for the most part, I'll go into my closet because I've amassed a collection of clothing over the last 30 some years that I think it's unparalleled to others, and it may rival some people's closets. I mean, it's not, I don't buy a lot of designer things, but I will show you how to buy classic things and how I style them in basic ways to wear things so that you're able to take care of them and keep them for a long time. Also, I like to delve a little bit into pop culture news and sort of look at things through a different lens because of the way that I studied in college. I have a liberal arts degree, majoring in rhetoric, minoring in African studies, women's studies, and then majoring in communications. And those things overlap because when you look at all of the different nuances of communication and how we communicate, who we are and what we stand for, it comes through our clothing, right? Oftentimes, we don't even know the messages that we're communicating, but perhaps on this channel, we can talk about some of the things that are embedded in clothing. My question tonight I really wanted to ask people is why do you think they have men wearing dresses in different movies? Now, this is what my observation has been about men in dresses. There are certain men that you've never seen in a dress in any type of a show. That would be like a Clark Gable. That would be a person like what is the guy's name? Oh, Brad Pitt, right? You would never see him in a dress, right? So I'm just trying to think of some of the stars that I've never seen in a dress, and then all of a sudden now you have this bombardment of men wearing dresses in all types of situations. Of course, to each his own, and what's in your reach is yours to have. But I just trying to understand because in certain movies, I'm thinking about the emasculation or demasculation of a person and how you would do it. So it's like these two rites of passage that happen. It's for you to make it in certain arenas. It appears that you either got to be totally nude, and that's for the women, these full frontal nudities, and or the men, they wear dresses. You have to answer to me, like there's movies with, let's say for example, Ving Rhames and the People Under the Stairs. If you go back and look at that, Holiday Heart, there was a movie a while back. You look at Madea, the what was his name, the basketball player, that grandmama, right? It's like, why the need for the dress? So it's kind of like when Cat Williams was talking about why he didn't wear dresses and how his career is different than other. I get it because there's certain things that you're not going to do to compromise the integrity of who you are. I suppose for a lot of women or men, it would mean that you wouldn't be doing full frontal nudity scenes. And it seems to me that in most rites of passage for women in all the movies that I've looked at, like I said, when I was studying gender studies, and you look at the different ways that messages and bodies are treated when they get into certain situations, I always notice that the women could be in a situation, a man be fully clothed, she's totally nude in a scene. And it's like, what's the purpose, right? The same thing with the men in the dresses. In some certain situations, I've seen certain men in dresses, and I'll tell you, if the furthest back I go to seeing non-minority men would be some like I believe it was Tony Curtis, who was in that movie, and or Tom Hanks in Bosom Buddies. Those were the first times that I really saw white men on TV in dresses, because I saw Geraldine Flip Wilson in a dress, but I tell you, you never saw Richard Pryor in a dress, and you never ever saw Red Fox in a dress. So it gets to me that there's certain people that compromise certain aspects of their integrity. I remember Kevin Hart in one of his interviews saying he wouldn't wear a dress, but then he wore a dress. So my question is what has changed in our society where people are doing things that necessarily go against who they are, that challenges or have them question their integrity or do things against their integrity, but also what has made it so comfortable that people can come out and talk about certain things that they never would have shared before? I'm thinking about the Epstein, Weinstein, Diddy connection, where all of this stuff is happening now. And first it started with Weinstein and then Epstein and then Diddy. So I'm seeing the connection is the one person who could talk is, what is her name? Ghislaine Maxwell, right? She would have been the only one around, or one of the key people around, that had all the names, that possibly had the little black book that's coming forward now. I don't know, y'all, but it's getting real out here. But for me, I'm always that type of person that says, what are the conditions that have given rise to where more and more and more people are compromising the integrity and going against their values to do things in order to go viral, so to speak, right? Taking off their clothes and dancing provocatively, doing things that they normally wouldn't do. But even more so is, what are the conditions that have given rise to the fact that people now are comfortable coming forward and sharing things that have been done to them that may not have been appropriate? I'm just thinking about the number of people that are coming forward now from specific industries talking about SA, talking about how they were taken advantage of in order to elevate their career. And some of those people you have seen in dresses, and some of them you have seen nude. So you have to ask yourself, what is going on now that people are speaking up where they wouldn't have spoken up 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago? Because it's worth bearing a look at what the conditions are now and how they were different then, so that you understand what we have now. And I think that that's part of one of the reasons why I like books so much, because when you put information in books, it's static, it stays there, it's fixed, right? It's not going to move. Well, when you put things on the internet, somebody could go at liberty and edit it and change it to be what they want it to be. So I'm just asking these questions right now because I've noticed that there's been a lot of people coming forward, and they've accused people of SA. I mean, really heinous treatment. And it's not one particular type of a body that's coming forward. And then too, the other people that I'm looking at these new studio owners, the studio people who own studios of magnitudinal size, whether it be a man or a woman's body, just wondering, I see the same people in these casts over and over and over in some of those own movies and the Tyler Perry movies. I see the same people over and over and over on other TV shows and other daytime shows. And I often wondered, why do the same people, the same damn people get all the parts and everything? Because like Cat Williams was saying, he said, they claim there's no gatekeepers, but there obviously are gatekeepers, because now you're starting to see the connection between all the gatekeepers and the people that they kept out the gates. But the people who were allowed inside the gates that were probably mishandled, those people are coming forward now talking about what's happening behind the gates. So we're going to hear more about what's going on behind these gates, so to speak. But I don't want you to lose sight of what it is that you're supposed to be doing for this year to push yourself forward. Do one thing every single day that's going to help you to manifest your dreams. Try not to get caught up in the unnecessary noise, all of the things that people are talking about to get you distracted and get you off your game. I'm staying on my game this year. Like I said, every day I'm going to do one or two things to help either build my channel, or as I go into my retirement, prepare myself for retirement. And then I want to talk to people about some of the things that I am doing for retirement. Like, I've invested. You got all these people that want you to invest now. Who gets to 65 years old and start taking risky ventures? Nobody in their right damn mind, because I don't take risky ventures. At 65.4 years old, I'm not investing in 4X, 5X, 6X, none of that stuff. So you can keep it. Quit asking me to invest. That's the one thing. I'm not looking for a boyfriend. That's the other thing. I'm fine. I don't want one, don't need one. I'm good, okay? I don't need none of that. Let's see, what else do I not want to be bothered with in 2024? Just don't want to be bothered with the BS particularly at all. And that's why a lot of times I stay to myself, I isolate myself, I go where I want to go, when I want to go, and do what I want to do when I want to do it, because I don't want to be bothered with the BS. All right. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in to this trailer. I look forward to seeing you when I upload. Usually I try to upload the video by Tuesdays, no later than 8 o'clock. I try to be on live if I'm not uploading. But again, it's Voices Randomish on YouTube. Hope you'll tune in. Thank you so much. Take care now. Bye.